So without further ado, I'm going to get started on the topic for today. So this session today is going to be on achieving hormone balance through nutrition. And in this session, we will explore the impact of food on hormonal health and provide, hopefully to you, practical tips for maintaining hormone balance through a well-rounded diet. So hormone imbalances, as you know, can affect various aspects of our well-being, including our mood, our energy levels, metabolism, our sleep patterns, and of course our weight. And by making informed choices, about what we eat and just lifestyle changes, we can actually support our hormonal system and promote optimal health. So let's dive into it. So a question that's asked often is, how do we really understand hormones? Break it down into simple terms. How do we understand the hormones and their role in the body? And if you guys have been tuning in the past few weeks, I have been talking a lot about hormonal imbalances in perimenopause and menopause. We commonly see significant drops in estrogen and progesterone levels that lead to many unpleasant symptoms that affect our quality of life. And a lot of the side effects or rather the effects that we from hormone imbalance are, again, feeling fatigued, run down, exhausted. Some people develop a lot of anxiety and depression. We're also battling, poor sleep, weight gain, especially in the midsection. We also see other conditions affected, including autoimmune conditions, diabetes, thyroid conditions, and many other conditions are actually affected by the hormone imbalance that we often experience with perimenopause and menopause. So let's look at specific hormones and the relationship to food. So estrogen, of course, is one hormone that we are all intimately, what I would say, intimately bonded with, right? I recently posted about estrogen dominance, and that is a word that some people are familiar with, and some are just hearing it for the first time. So I want to just kind of explain a little bit about what that means. So estrogen dominance refers to an excessive amount of estrogen in relation to other sex hormones, such as progesterone. And this can lead to a lot of the symptoms that we have. It can lead to weight gain, fatigue, sleep problems, might actually affect your joints. A lot of people have erratic mood swings, depending on what their levels are. There are many food options that support estrogen balance and may actually reduce the risk of estrogen dominance and the effects of it. And examples of some of those foods I mentioned, examples of foods that will help with that process, and I've mentioned some of them, would be the cruciferous vegetables, and that's broccoli, cauliflower, bean sprouts. There are other foods that also help with actually balancing estrogen levels, and oils like your olive oil, coconut oil. Avocado is a vegetable that is amazing to incorporate in your diet because of the fact that not only is it nutrient dense, but it certainly helps in helping to regulate your hormones as well, by influencing hormone production as well as balance. And of course, fiber-rich foods and fermented foods also are very important in that process. And so the next important hormone to mention is, of course, insulin. And the reason why I want to mention insulin is because even if you're not a diabetic, which, we're commonly associating insulin a lot of times with the people with diabetes. However, It is such an important hormone that it is really important to keep that in mind with how we eat, and just making sure that we are stabilizing our blood sugars. And again, as many foods that can help with stabilizing blood sugars. Beans and lentils are great for your diet to do that. Quinoa, oats, non-starchy vegetables are also great for that. So for the people who are diabetics, sometimes there are concerns there that being a diabetic, that there are limitations to what you can eat, but there really isn't. There are tons of foods that you can branch out and try that are not only tasty, but they also have the benefit of helping to balance your hormones. And another hormone that is a must to talk about is thyroid hormone. And thyroid hormone balance is very important, especially when we're in that phase of perimenopause and menopause. And there are two important things to mention when we're thinking about thyroid hormone balance. There's iodine and selenium. Those two are very important in supporting thyroid function. I posted a few days ago, or it might have been 2 days ago, about Brazil nuts and how fantastic they are for getting selenium in the diet. And really, I love Brazil nuts personally. So it's a staple in my diet. I eat them every day. And really, you only need one, right? So just by eating one Brazil nut daily, that gives you tons of selenium, right? What you literally require for the day. And so that's one thing that's very important to your thyroid function, as well as iodine. Now, of course, we have iodized salt, which most people in their household are using that, when they cook, or with some of their foods and recipes. But again, it's in moderation because it is salt, right? And so it's also good to think about other foods that might give you a certain amount or percentage of iodine that is important in the functioning of your thyroid. And one of the foods that I'd like to mention is seaweed. Now, I am a fan of seaweed personally, seaweed salad, and I tend to take advantage of it whenever I can. And so if you are someone who's not going to just cook tons of seaweed salad, which is fine, right? Or make tons of seaweed salad. That's, might be something that you might consider when you're out for dinner, or, you're at work grabbing lunch and you're looking for something that's healthy. That's something that might be, something you incorporate in your diet, even on occasion. Any bit of it, that has iodine, if you're not someone that's eating, incorporating iodized salt in your diet, for example. Especially if you're someone who has hypertension, it's more important for you to think about other ways to get iodine in your diet, since, iodized salt is likely something you're going to avoid due to the possibility of raising your blood pressure. So the next hormone I wanted to mention is cortisol. Now, we know that stress influences cortisol levels. So it's good to incorporate foods in your diet that may help to lower or actually balance cortisol levels. And a balanced diet, of course, can contribute to balancing your cortisol levels, as well as all the hormones I mentioned. And some of the important food groups to keep in mind are your leafy green vegetables. They're also magnesium-rich foods. And they're great for helping to balance out your cortisol levels as well. Omega-3 fatty acids, also very important. You can get that from seafoods, flax seeds, chia seeds. And again, there are many different ways for you to incorporate that into your diet if you are someone who maybe you have a fish allergy or a seafood allergy, and you are not someone who can eat of seafood at all. Then another way of doing that is even considering supplementing with an omega-3 fatty acid, and also looking at and also incorporating more nuts and seeds in your diet. That's also very important and really keeps your diet not only nutrient rich, but it also adds diversity and balance to what you're eating. The another important mention, which is a must, are phytoestrogens. Now, phytoestrogens promote estrogen balance by mimicking the activity of estrogen. And they essentially provide what we call a weak estrogen effect, but it is an estrogen effect no less. And so the two types of phytoestrogens commonly studied are isoflavones and another group called lignans. And you know them as soybeans, legumes, tofu is in that category of phytoestrogens. Whole grains, flax seeds are also in that group, as well as some fruits and vegetables. So again, the point I'm making with this is that there are many, many ways to incorporate or make healthy choices in your diet that will complement what you're already doing. And so I kind of want to recap a little bit just to make sure you guys are getting the key points from this. And it's a lot of information, so I don't expect you to walk away remembering everything I mentioned. But the key things to remember is to have a clear idea about what to avoid and what to incorporate in your diet, or to think about adding to your diet if you're not already doing so. And so you want foods that are going to support hormone balance. And that, again, includes your cruciferous vegetables, fatty fish, nuts, seeds. Fermented foods are also important. Kimchi. Some people love pickles, and so they try to go organic and even do incorporate fermented pickles. But there are also tons of options for the fermented foods that are great for gut health and hormone regulation as well. Of course, the things to avoid would be your processed foods and anything with high sugar content. And so the main reason why, especially in our case where we're really, as women, trying to balance our hormones and keep things in check, incorporating more processed foods in your diet just helps, or rather influences the hormones in a negative way. And it's very disruptive and often always leads to more hormone imbalance. So I would say that if you're not already, taking out anything that's boxed in any kind of package, whether it's plastic or otherwise, out of your diet, it's a very, very good start to trying to get a little bit more well-rounded diet that will help you to balance out your hormones as well. Now, keep in mind that when we're talking about balancing our diets, it's also important to think about other lifestyle practices like exercise, ways to improve your sleep. For some people that might be meditation. There are tons of other ways to improve your overall health, and for the simple fact that if you're incorporating exercise and having improved sleep, then your stress levels are down, which means that you're also helping to balance out your hormones more effectively. And so it's really important to keep that in mind when you're thinking about just your daily life and routine, to also consider doing those in a stepwise fashion. And so when I say stepwise fashion, I mean, that don't try to eat every single, food group that we talked about, or try to get on the treadmill tomorrow to try to, lose weight or get better with your health. It really has to be moderation, because what you don't want is to overwhelm yourself with too many changes all at once, because that in itself tends to be very discouraging for people, and a lot of people actually quit their exercise routine as well as their dietary changes out of frustration and out of feeling like they're overwhelmed. So one of the things that I would recommend for people who are just getting started on that path with introducing more foods that are going to balance their hormones is to do it slowly. Maybe introduce one new vegetable on a weekly basis. Those changes will add up over time. If you are able to incorporate more, that's fantastic. But the most important thing is to do it at the speed that works best for you. And so those are the main points that I wanted to touch on today, because I know that a lot of people have a lot of questions about what they should do, how they should go about trying to balance their hormones, and to kind of reduce those symptoms and improve the fatigue and that they're feeling, as well as helping with their weight management and weight loss. So that's all I have for today. I know that that was a lot of information. The video will be here again forever. All the videos are there for you to watch at any time at your convenience. And, also just a reminder for the Gut Health Challenge, if you haven't signed up already, make sure you do, so that you can start getting the guides about what to look out for in the coming weeks. So thank you for joining me in this live video session. I hope that you got a lot out of it. And, just keep in mind that by understanding, the connection between food and hormonal health, and by making conscious choices to make changes in your diet, it can really optimize your hormone balance and your overall well-being. So remember, it's a journey, and small changes can make a big difference. So for anyone who is interested in learning more about finding the root cause of their health issue, or they just want to get more information about my program and how I've helped other clients to get their hormones balanced, there'll be a link posted at the end of the video for you to check out, and if you click on it, you'll be able to schedule that free complimentary session. And there's always the option as well, if you just have questions that you want to ask and you don't want to put it in the comments, feel free to send me a message on Messenger. I will respond to every single message. So remember to eat well, nourish your body, and thrive. And, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful evening. It was my first time trying this out today. So I hope that you all were able to see me okay, and that, you were able to hear me because I can't be sure from my end, but I'm assuming that everyone could hear me okay. I do see Karen. Hi, how are you? For everyone that I didn't respond to in the chat, I'm kind of moving around the chat and moving around the screen a little bit to kind of, see who's on. But oh, yes, it's good to see you, Deborah. And just kind of getting a sense of okay, I thought I saw something. So I am not a technical person, guys. So excuse me if I'm kind of scurrying around the screen, but I'm just kind of trying to get my bearings just to make sure I say hi to everyone that's on right now. So hi, Sheila. How are you? Thank you. So I hope that was helpful. Hi, Anika. Great to see you. Thank you. I'm going to definitely be giving you guys more info and kind of breaking it down from week to week. I thought that it might be good, because there's so many foods that you can use to try to balance your hormones. And that's something we can all do together. It's just every week just have a new food that I'm kind of posting about and the benefits to it, because I feel like it's better than just kind of giving you guys all this information and it's overwhelming, you know, and no one has the time in their day to go shopping for like 10 different, you know, fruits and vegetables, you know, every day or every other day. It's just not realistic. So I'm going to be just really trying to tailor it to what is reasonable for all of us to do. So yeah, so I hope you guys, thank you. Hi, Tara. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to have more good stuff for you coming up with our gut health challenge. It's going to be so good. I will be live every day to cheer everyone on, to give information, to suggest supplements that you'll be able to get through my e-store, actually reputable supplements that can complement what you're already doing. Because, you know, the point of supplements is to be a complement to your dietary changes, not so much to be the primary source of your nutrition, right? But, you know, whether it's your gut health or your hormonal balance, I think that will be helpful too. So yeah, ladies, thank you for joining, and I'm glad that everyone could hear me, because this is my first time logging on to the laptop live. So thank you for joining me and for your patience, and I'll see you in the next video. All right.